Hey guys, what's going on? This is your host Madman, and this is more True Detective. So we are at episode 4 of 8. We are halfway through. We're almost over the hump, as they say. As the credits roll here again, I just want to make a quick comment, which is that these recordings are a little more serious and a bit more dark than the sort of comedic gaming type shit that I typically record on this channel. The movies in general, the movie commentary tracks rather, are just kind of an experiment. It's just kind of me seeing, how that kind of tastes in my mouth as I riff about it, about more serious movies, I guess you could say. The reason I bring that up is because after this fourth episode here, I'm probably going to go back to some video game type shit. I just feel like doing that at this point. So you might see a revival of the Dark Souls 1 series. We might do that. Who knows? There's infinite possibilities in this epic game that we call reality. Anyway, just wanted to put that out there. Just wanted to say that. Just to say it. So as the credits... Are they not done yet? Good lord. I like this credit sequence. I really like the opening credits to this, but yeah, for the 50th time you see it, it drags on just a bit. So our two heroes are interrogating this meth head, inbred guy. And he's trying to perform for the performers. He's being an idiot. These guys can see right through him. He doesn't give a shit that his wife is dead or that he's been separated from her. He doesn't care. He's cooked. His brain is fried. He's dealing with a porridge brain type of thing. And Marty can smell this too, but it's Rust who makes the best fucking comment. He's like, "We're not gonna give you the Oscar." he's like, "You're a shitty liar, man. You're a liar. All the strings are broken. You can't fucking lie to us. We're not stupid." And they're like, "What did you tell this Ledoux guy about your wife?" And the guy doesn't know she's dead yet, but it's obvious he doesn't give a shit, or they think he doesn't. So he's like, "Yeah, I gave them fucking naked pictures of my wife. Very epic. Nice one, dude. You're a real gem of a person." So he's basically like, "Well, Ledoux was my dealer, but I wasn't like friends with the guy because he was weird even to my ilk. Like even people I fuck with didn't like him." He's like, "He knew how to make potato vodka, some Russian shit, bruh. That's crazy." So he's basically like, this guy made some crazy drugs. And drugs are not good or evil. They're like any tool. They're volatile. If you do too much of the wrong kind, you'll get fucked up. Like this guy. If you never touch them in your life, you might also be equally fucked. You might become a soulless drone. Who knows? Pharmaceuticals are no different. They fuck with your brain. Pay attention to that in your life. Just be cognizant of it. Be aware of it. And some of this dialogue, it's a bit corny, but this guy's supposed to be sort of cooked. So, they kind of get away with it. Him saying stuff like, "Oh, they worship the spiral." It's not really a pedo spiral. It's actually the vampire squid's eggs. They come out in a spiral shape. That's what it's referring to. It's them aliens communicating with each other. Rust's writing this all down. Man, neck tattoos. This guy's got a big one on his neck. Doesn't it hurt more on your body, like where the skin is thinner? Like if you get tattoos on like your wrists or the back of your hand, that's supposed to hurt the most because the skin is thin. So for this guy to have gotten a neck tattoo, I mean, he's probably just high as fuck when he got it and he didn't feel anything. Fucking pussy. Okay, so he did know about her getting killed. This is where Rust kind of jabs him. He's like, yeah, you probably did kill her, you fucking idiot. You shouldn't have fucking showed this guy anything. You just ranted to us about how dangerous this guy was, while also admitting to showing him pictures of your wife. What an idiot. It's almost like he belongs in a cell for the rest of his fucking life. Then we have Chomo prison guard closing the door. I have to go. I would go buy beard oil, but I shaved my beard. My wife didn't like it. And here, we sort of have Marty chewing out Rust. He's like, dude, you didn't have to jab the guy. And Rust is like, well, he asked about his own parole first. He wasn't actually concerned about his wife. He's a soulless piece of shit. Now, I have no sympathy for him. I don't mind torturing him. It's not even torture, it's just he was being honest with the guy. It's like, well, I could have lied to him to, ingratiate him a bit, or I could have told him the truth. It's like, well, is that torturing the guy, or is it just telling the truth? Who knows? And so again, Marty in his own way, in this interrogation, he's performing for these two detectives in the future, the old version of Marty. That's an important thing to point out, because Rust is obviously performing for them, for the two black guys, but Marty is doing the same thing in his own way because he's older, he's more experienced, he knows the game. So he's performing for these interrogators in his own way. It's a different kind of performance, but he's withholding things and he's lying and he's making shit up and he's avoiding scrutiny in the same way Rust is, because they're both equally experienced. They just have a different modus operandi to their shit. But let's rubber band back to the plot. We are in the past, we are in the 90s, early 2000s, and this chick is like, you are a fucking psycho, dude. You can't break into my house and assault my fucking date. Like, you're insane. Like, Rustin Cole in this is a weird incel recluse nerd, but he doesn't do this. Like, Marty is he's just fucked in a different way. And she's like, you gotta at least give me something, man. You gotta give me some respect. And he's like, this is respect. I'm being an old-fashioned guy from the 1940s and treating women like punching bags. Blah, 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 blah. That shit comes back to bite you, man. Go watch some of those 1940s movies. The women still come back and get at the men who fuck with them. It's not any different, The punishment is just performed differently. It's the same shit, you idiot. Smartest thing Russ did is he was like, I'm not meant to be with people. I'm not meant to have a normal relationship. I'm clearly fucked up. I will be a hermit, and I will isolate myself and devote myself to my work. Good man. That's a heavy fucking price to pay, man. That's huge. Marty doesn't have access to that because he has a family. He can't do that. He's that avenue of cope is not within his reach. He has no access to it. And here we got the crawdads. Tiny lobsters. Reminds me of that meme where it's like, you will eat the bugs. And it's like, we've been eating ocean bugs for hundreds of years, I'm not saying a cockroach is more appetizing. I'm just saying These things are insects. They just live in the water. That's the only difference. Problem is terrestrial bugs just don't taste good. That's the difference. They just don't taste very good. I guess there's grubs that live in like bamboo shoots. They're supposed to taste good. They're supposed to taste like chicken. Like not even joking. They're supposed to taste like that. I don't know. Never tried them. I'd try them. I'd eat a cooked bug. If it's cooked, it's dead, you know. Any parasites inside it have been burned, you know. I'd try it. I'd eat it. Who cares? Reality's a fucking carnival of insanity. I'll eat a bug. Not forever, but I'll try one, you know. I'll try anything once. Look at that ass. Nothing like a nice neon thong to make an ass look 100 times dirtier than it really is, which is already dirty as fuck. I love Marty's approach here, man. He's like, who's her pimp? Like, he just comes out and says it, you know? He's like, don't make me fuck with you, man. He's like, I'm not a dumbass. I'm gonna take your booze. I'm gonna take your Johnny Walker. God, the stripper behind him's got a fucking diaper on. What the fuck is this place? She's got granny panties on. That's not sexy. What the fuck? Why's she wearing that? The stripper behind the bartender. Pay attention. That's terrible. That's fucking stupid. I never noticed that. Anyway. So, now we're cutting back to the future. We're jumping forward in time. And Marty's distracted, and he's remembering his past, this is a good cut. The moment that his future self pauses, it's because he's remembering this. And then we as viewers, we get shot back to this specific moment in his memory. You know, again, we're sort of voyeuristically looking into these guys' brains. That's a good character study. It has to be like that. It has to be a bit voyeuristic. You know, you as a viewer have access to these moments of recollection, you know. I mean, that's obvious, you know, blah, blah, blah. Basically, his wife is like, your side bitch, you treated her so badly that she shat all over our family and fucked up our entire relationship and probably traumatized our daughters by coming to our door and screaming some insane shit, which is what an older woman will do to you if you fuck them over. Don't do that. Don't get involved in the first place. If you are, get out gracefully if you can. It's not a fun time. Especially if you have a family. Now you, as a guy, are responsible for other people. Congratulations, you've now fucked up the next generation. Good for you, man. Oh God, what happens with his daughters later in the series? It's vague what happens, but one of them is like on pills, and she's like an artist. It's like a nightmare. Like one of his daughters turns out okay, the other one is a mess. You know, it's not a spoiler because the series doesn't really pay much attention to it. But he's frantic. He's like asking the hoe, "What did you say to them?" Then he's calling his partners. He's like, "Oh." And then he's like, well, you guys must have exes, right? And this dude's like, I'm the older guy. I got one. And the younger guy's like, I'm still on the first. You know, to their credit, if they're being sincere, if the younger guy specifically is being sincere, he knows his fate. He's like, this job's probably going to kill my marriage. I can't help it. You know, this is my calling. It's like if you're a writer or a poet, your calling is to be a solitary weirdo. Who can't really have a normal life. But, you know what? The quote-unquote normal life is only good if you're a quote-unquote normal person. If you're a weirdo, you got to lead a weird life. Your life has to reflect you. You can change yourself to an extent. You can improve your habits. You can lose weight. You can do all sorts of shit superficially. That's not nothing. It's a good thing to improve yourself. But you can't hack your own psyche fundamentally. Past a certain point, at least, in your development, you cannot change who you are. You have to adapt to certain aspects of you are not going to change. You can delve deep. You can go deep. You can reach in real deep. You can change things, but you can't change everything. You're not a god. You're not a hacker of your own psyche. Past a certain point, there's some things you're going to have to accept. And bringing a person out in a wheelbarrow who OD'd, holy shit, I didn't notice that the first time around. That's fucking crazy. Straight up wheeling a person out in a fucking wheelbarrow. That's so stupid. Fuck, man. This show is nuts. I feel like the welding sparks are a bit of a, that's even dumber than the person in the wheelchair. Just put some more lights up there. Why the fuck do you have welding sparks? Was that a thing in the 90s in raves? I don't fucking know. In the 90s, I was fucking 8 years old. Why would I be at raves? Did they really shower the audience with welding sparks? It's a bit much. Anyway, Marty's down on his luck. He has no patience. He's ready to fuck this guy up. He's not gonna hurt him, but he's gonna fucking scare the shit out of him. So this is Marty's contribution to the narrative. He's being a real detective. He's going full Rust mode, where he has no family, so now he's free to devote his entire being to his job. He's free to be a total drone for the mystery, for the story. And he finds out that our epic meth cook has been cooking for a specific biker gang, the Iron Crusaders, the epic Nazi-sympathizing racist bikers. I'm sure that you as viewers couldn't have predicted they would be the villains. Imagine any default typical villain. It couldn't possibly be a Nazi biker gang. That's probably the last thing you thought of. And of course, conveniently for the plot, Rust's like, I've actually dealt with them before back in my drug days. And because Rust is a fucking no-lifer, he's like, fuck tomorrow, meet up with me right now. Like, this is important shit. You just broke the fucking case, And then we cut forward in time. Here's Rust 10 years later, 12 years later. 17 years, my God. What a time jump. He's like, don't worry, I'm such a drunk, my memory's bad. And it's like, you drink 10 times what you're drinking with these fucks. You're just pretending, aren't you? You're pretending to be an idiot. So we learn in this scene that Marty's wife is a nurse. And she's like, your daughters are like permanently fucked, man. Like, what have you done? This is serious. You think your betrayal's removed by its interruption. Damn. That is a soul-raping line, man. It's a black magic spell. That's harsh, man. It's true. He deserves it. He was a piece of shit. But damn. He's so fucking desperate, man. He's being so pathetic here. And then he gets angry. He's like, this is my family. And this guy's like,
Oh, excuse me, my milady. Is this Chad bothering you? I will use my Reddit gold to defend you.
nothing fucking changes, man. That's great. And he flashes his cop badge, of course. Anyway, right now, we're looking at a much more important scene than that bullshit woman's channel TMC drama. This is Rust. And this chest he's opened up. This is his father's war chest. It's like the Viking child exhuming his father's boat grave. And he's got this ancient Jameson. I wonder if it's probably not much better having sat in a bottle for 40 years, but you know, there it is. It's like, ah, yes, the ancient liquor. We call liquor spirits. Isn't that interesting? It's almost like when you distill organic matter, maybe it captures a little something. An essence of life, a bit like blood. Maybe alcohol is a replacement for blood for vampires. Interesting. So, we cut forward. Rust is like, whoa, dude. I had some of my dad's Jameson, and it inspired me spiritually, cosmically, to prevent you from ruining your life. I'm going to be your bro here. And Marty's like, you know what? I fucked up. I'm not going to give up. I care about you. His roundabout way of showing that he cared, despite his flaws, was having a fucking spurg fit at the worst possible time. And I love Ruster. He's so fucking cold, man. He's like, I don't want to hear this shit. He's like, shut up. Your family's broken up, but I don't care. He's like, but again, if you remember the last 3 episodes of the series, Rustin Cole's character is that he's a sort of empath. I don't want to say he's a manipulator or an evil empath, but he knows how to use empathy as a weapon to get shit done or to get people to say things or to get people to respond, right? I think he said that to Marty because he knew he needed the tough love. And it's not just a bro thing. It's beyond that because this guy is not an idiot. He does this as a job. He gets people to confess. Or, in this scene, he's like, I don't want you to confess. I'm going to do the opposite of what I do in the confession room at the police station. I'm going to prevent you from confessing. I'm going to get you to shut up. At the worst moment in his life, when all he needs to do is rant and chat about his marriage, Rust's like, I need to manipulate you to do the opposite. During his job, it's the opposite of that. It's like, I need to tell this guy who's not talking about his crimes to talk about his crimes. This scene's the flip of that. He's like, I need you to shut up about this crap that you're emotionally totally invested in, which you should be, and I need you to talk about the case. And Marty's aware of this. He's not stupid. He's like, I know what you're doing to me, man. You're like the Michael Jordan of being a piece of shit. That is a great line, man. That's great. So he's like, this is my dad's epic Vietnam chest. It's banned in 48 states. The weapon mods here, they're banned everywhere. It's a fucking toolbox. It's a glorified toolbox. It's like, here, have some of the Nordic Viking family spirits. It's my father's alcohol. He used to come inside every bottle of Jameson before he drank it. He thought it was some kind of religious ritual thing. Marty's like, I wish you told me that before I took a drag of it, you fucking dick. Now we're blood brothers, like in real life, like we're half brothers, 'cause I just drank your dad's cum in Madman's headcanon parody of this scene. So Rust is like, I've dealt with these guys before, these fucked up biker people. He's like, all I have to do is waltz in there and be like, yeah, there was this fake story where I died. Turns out I didn't. And Marty's like, dude, that sounds insane. You're going to get your head beaten in with a lead pipe. This is crazy. And fucking Rust is like, these guys, their execution methods, they just kill you clean. And he's like, if you go further south, some of the cartels, they do something a lot worse. I'll just let the show describe it. This is what they do instead. Some ancient Mayan shit. Real torture. You know, the CIA can waterboard you. Then there's this shit. Even if I set this video as like made for adults, which it is, I don't even want to talk about this shit on YouTube, man. It's fucked up. I mean, you know, I've been through my share of fucked up shit, and I'm not exaggerating. But, nothing like this, I gotta say. This is next level shit. It's not a level I ever want to be on. Basically, that's what Rust is saying to Marty. He's like, don't be worried about me. I'm not, you know, I'm not doing anything that I haven't done before. I've been to this rodeo before. I've been through this grinder before. And so he's faking being an addict by injecting fucking cayenne pepper water into his veins or some shit. Ink and cayenne. Now, god damn it, I've been on a bent lately. I should be straight up about this. There's a really cool book you should read if you're interested in weird shit. It's called Vampiroteuthis Infernalis, and it's a book about a squid that's not really a squid. It's a creature that lives in the ocean. It behaves like an artistic liar. It does performances with ink and lights, kind of like the internet. And it's obsessed with performing and with sex. And it doesn't really fight wars amongst its own kind as an animal. But it's a squid-like thing. And the book, Vampiroteuthis Infernalis, there's a translation of it. It's by Flusser and Beck, are the authors. Pick up a copy of it. It's very short. It's like 90 pages. You can read it in a like an hour. The reason I bring it up is it will change your view of reality. It's one of those texts. It's one of those books. It's one of those things, which is like this series, this show, True Detective, Season 1 specifically, will do this. It will change your view of reality in, I think, a positive way. And Rust injecting himself with ink and red spices, that reminds me of that book, man. It reminds me of the creatures described in that book. And again, while he's breaking in to steal the cocaine that he's going to sell the bikers, whatever, I'll rant about this for a bit. In that book, the authors describe this creature. And the creepy thing about this book is it's a speculative treatise. It's based on scientific data. It's not bullshit. It's based on real information. But the authors are like, well, based on this information, human society is starting to resemble the society, quote unquote, that these squids have established on the bottom of the ocean. And as humans, when we study things, we tend to mimic them because we're ape, lizard-brained creatures. Mimicry is how we understand reality. It's how we come to a greater knowledge of our abilities and our embodiment. There's a potential danger to studying a creature that its behaviors or its mentality can spread like a behavioral virus. There are patterns of behavior and even ways of looking at reality, ways of interpreting existence that we can pick up from non-human creatures. We're very astute at recognizing patterns, and because of that, we see behaviors. And because we are dependent upon mimicry to learn things, when we see a new behavior, if it's fascinating to us, whether it's good or bad for us in the long run, we tend to try to replicate it. So this is where memes come from. I mean, online, when you're sharing a meme, you're mimicking the original person's impulse or impetus to share that idea or that image. And even when we study organisms biologically, if we're fascinated enough by those behaviors, if some behavior of some animal becomes a cultural meme, that means a lot of people are going to mimic it. And the reason I bring up this squid book is because these squids behave like a late-stage civilization behaves, where they become obsessed with sex and art. And again, the book is meant to creep you out because it's making that connection artificially. It's saying, decaying societies always behave this way. It's doing a reverse comparison with the creature, right? It's making you think that the creature came first, which it did, but we didn't fucking discover this thing until 1910 or whatever. So anyway, Rust is just telling the detectives, he's feeding this fake story about his dad dying. We don't even know how his dad dies for real, which is interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if the dad was actually dying of leukemia, and years before this, he said to his son, "Come up and kill me. Suicide's not legal. I want you to kill me." I would be surprised if Russ did that, but that's baseless speculation. I don't know what the fuck he did. So let's rubber band back from squid type shit back to the scene that we're seeing right now, which is Rust with Marty's wife in the diner. And he's saying, well, Marty, you wanted me to apologize to you a bunch of times, but I'm smart enough to know that you're not going to care about that. And he goes, I lost what he's saying, the subtext is, I lost a kid. You have kids. At least be grateful for that. That's what he's trying to tell her, but she's such a stubborn cunt, and she's so vindictive. And, rightly so. Marty was a complete asshole to her, and we didn't even get to see the scene where a whore describes sex acts to her kids, which is what she said happened, right? And so she goes, you're just trying to justify his actions. And then she goes too far. She says, you were a shitty husband. And he just walks out. He's like, I'm not going to slap you. I'm not going to have a tantrum. I'm not going to be a child. I'm just going to leave. That's the mature response when you have reached your limit, is to just leave. Tantrums do nothing. Anger does nothing. What does something is removing yourself. That kills. That wakes people up. If someone's done something to you, if they've betrayed you in a way that is so heinous that you want to fucking kill them, the worst punishment you can serve that person, and this is a bit of dark magic, but there are times in your life when this is going to be necessary. The worst thing you can do is just leave. Just don't talk to them. You know? They used to call it the silent treatment. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about total severing of contact. Just like he did that in that scene. He said, "You've said something to me that's so ignorant and offensive. Your ignorance is on display, your vindictiveness, your failure to assess the nuances of the situation and what I'm trying to do, which is to try to fucking help you. You've failed to interpret this social situation so catastrophically that the only response I can offer you that will communicate to you what you've done is to just leave." You know? There's times when you have to do that. It's not easy to do, because every fucking fiber of your being, if you're a guy, is going to be like, you should throw a tantrum, you should be a baby, you should be a child. Don't do that. You got to be ice cold. There are times when that's the best response, because what you're doing is you're helping the person that you're doing that to by showing them, this is what you just did. You prompted me to do this. This was the appropriate response, you know? I mean, I'm not a fucking psychologist or psychiatrist. I'm not some counselor, you know. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, you know. Be better off being one of these bikers. They're having a fun time, man. They're fucking partying. They're living the Nordic dream. They're like Vikings, you know. They're having a ton of fun. So again, this scene is great. This sequence of scenes, fucking amazing. Well, I mean, the rest of this episode is one of the best. It's one of the highlights of the series. We have Rust putting on his epic persona, his mask, his character. He's being biker drug guy, which is a character he's played in the past. He knows exactly what to do, exactly what to say. He's going into Viking Hell, Hel, 1L. And he's already kind of fucked up. You know, he's done some cocaine to get himself in the right mindset. He's like, I fucking, they said I died, but I was like, fuck it, whatever, bro. And he's like, you know, I got this thing, I want to make some money. And this guy's not an idiot. That's the creepy thing. This is Hermod's ride to hell. He's trying to rescue his brother from hell. That's a Nordic myth. And this is the guy he has to contend with, the Viking demon. And he's like, you don't want to see this guy, man. Even my guys don't like him. That's what he's implying. And he's like, well, motherfucker, I've been running with the cartels. You know, I love demons. I've been dealing with them for years, you know. So again, he's flexing at him. He's trying to put on the fucking persona, put on the mask, whatever. Meanwhile, Marty's he's got this sort of traditionally feminine role where he's just kind of waiting domestically to respond. Like he's kind of been consigned to this passive role, and he's such a fucking idiot that he's like, I'm gonna try to be a badass and I'll go in with the bikers. He's wearing a fucking Pink Floyd shirt and a fucking, I don't even know what this is. I don't know what the term is for this fit that he's got. It's like the most obvious narc shit. He's such a dumbass because he's traumatized by his family breaking up that he almost fucks up the whole operation. And so again, this guy's like, oh, I've got a creepy drug blend just for you to make sure that this is really you and not some CIA clone. And Rust is like, bitch, I could drink drain cleaner and survive, man. Like, you can serve me fucking anything. And again, you know, I gotta say, Matthew McConaughey in this scene, he's good. He performs very well for a guy who's just snorted some kind of drain cleaner nut hair blend. I mean, this is serious shit. This is crazy. He keeps his narrative up. He's memorized it. He's memorized his lines for the epic play of reality. What a fun time we all have lying to each other for eternity. Isn't this great? Wouldn't you rather just tell the fucking truth? I'm so tired of it, man. Oh, you can't be tired of it. You're a danger to everyone if you stop lying. Kill me then. Fuck you. Kill me in the open. I'd rather die behind the chemical sheds. Broadcast it, though. That's my one wish. My dying wish. You gotta broadcast my death to the whole world. You gotta blow my brains out explicitly. For everybody to see. Every man, woman, and child has to see it. That's my one condition if you want to kill me. For telling the fucking truth in a society where lies have become so essential to our existence that it is killing us. I want the truth. I'm more than willing to die for it, but if you're going to kill me, my one wish, my dying wish that you have to grant, is it has to be seen by everybody. All at once. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, faggots. Anyway, I was talking about cigarettes, by the way, not gay people, when I used that term. So, Rust, to rubber band back to the show, is talking to our little Nordic demon man, and he's going, well, you know, I've got this deal with the Colombians, which is all bullshit. And the guy fucking straight up grabs his crotch. Very homoerotic, man. I mean, I don't know. Must be a gay demon. And he's like, is this just an act? Blah, blah, blah. And so he goes, okay, if you're really the same guy, if you're not a CIA clone replacement, you're gonna have to do some crazy shit for us. You're gonna have to do a little ritual for us. You're gonna have to go and fuck with some people. I don't even want to talk about Marty here, man. This is just like this is an exercise in cringe for this show in particular. Marty's behavior in this is, it's meant to be cringy, but ugh. I feel like it's a waste of time. I feel like they could have filmed more scenes with Matthew McConaughey. You know, have him talk to some biker chicks and have them like recognize him. That would have been funny. Instead, we got this Marty stuff, which is basically just him failing to infiltrate the gang because he's an idiot. Again, he's betraying his naivety. It's like this guy's been a career cop his whole life. He hasn't done undercover shit, you know? It's humiliation, but he's not getting anything out of it. He's just being an idiot. There's no benefit from this, man. It's like all these societies and creepy cults that are like, if you just humiliate yourself, we'll get you work. Will you, or will it just be a joke or a trick or some kind of fetish voyeur bullshit? Like, there's no guarantees. How do I know any of that is going to get me anything? Fuck you. Burn in hell. Be judged. Suck my nuts. Rather live on a farm and dig potatoes for the rest of my life than humiliate myself once for some horseshit gaggle of demonic freaks. Poor Rust, he doesn't have the choice, you know. He was already deep in this shit, you know. He's He's deeply fucked. You know, he's got to go straight through hell and burst out the other side, you know. This poor bastard. Again, guys, these videos are getting kind of serious because, you know, this series is serious. It's a serious series. A serious series sent from Sirius. Isn't that poetic? It sounds true because there's S's in it. Fucking bullshit, man. Wonder what beer they're drinking. That's the real question. Oh, I'll lick my credit card like a Bond villain. Fucking corny, man. Don't have him do that. He's fucked up, sure, but like, I don't know. They're like, you gotta do some stuff for us. We're gonna fuck him. We're hillbillies, get it? That's your character. So goddamn obvious, man. Again, this show's not perfect. There's some cringe, corny moments in it, but man, it's good. Despite all this shit, it's good. Really, it's the last 10 minutes of this episode. We're coming up on the best part here. It's a good fucking sequence of scenes. So Nordic Demon Man is like, yeah, bro, do this crazy shit for us, Crash. And he's like, all right, I'm high enough. I'm ready to do some heinous shit. This sequence of scenes, man, I gotta say, this is one of my favorite sequences in any sort of thriller, detective, crime, gunfight type of shit. Anything. The Wire, anything. This is good. What is Marty reading there? Is he reading the Bible? You'd be fucking kidding me. Marty wouldn't do that. It's not in his character. So they're in gangbanger territory. Oh, shit. The Nordics really don't like this place. I wonder why. They got fake police uniforms. I love that about this. That's so fucked. Marty's like, this is the dumbest shit. You guys are going to get found out in 2 seconds. He doesn't give a shit. He's like, I don't care about any of this. Like, I'm just using you guys to get to your cook. That's the whole point. But he has to go through all this bullshit. He has to put on this fake performance. Oh, I'll put on a uniform and play a character. Oh, yes, I'm one of you. Blah, 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 blah. What a bunch of crap. This poor motherfucker having to go through all this. It's fucking degrading because his expertise has been established. It's not like he's an egotistical prick who's like, I'm amazing, I'm a genius. That's not the case. It's just he's an educated, skilled person who has to lower himself to this crap just to get one piece of information, man. I mean, it's fucking crazy. The show he has to put on for these idiots. It's pathetic. The reality that he has to live. It's like he has to dive into the sewer and chug the water just to come up for air. It's fucking crazy, man. Can't even imagine it. Or maybe I can because I'm living it. This poor kid, man. He's like, I just want to watch TV. The fuck is all this gunfire shit? Rust's like, can I at least save you? Get into the fucking bathtub and don't make noise. Shut the fuck up. Again, I like the camera work in this. It's frenetic, but they do their best to either make it one shot or they've crafted the illusion that it's a single long shot. He's like, come on, man, disarm your little grenade drug trap. Come on. And poor Rust, he's like, I'm gonna play this like it's a professional op, and these guys are all idiots. So of course they're not gonna do anything right. If I say 30 seconds in and out, they're gonna take 5 minutes. If I say don't kill anybody, they're gonna kill 5 people. This poor bastard, you know. God damn it, man. Shit is so insane. Honestly, the final gunfight, or one of the final ones, is way less interesting than this. This is one of the most tense moments in the whole series. It's just this whole sequence. Because it's so fucked. Like, everything goes wrong that could go wrong. It's total fucking chaos. And Rust is just, he's high as shit on whatever this guy gave him, and he's just like, I've had enough. You are my little bitch. Fuck you. Knocks out the guy, grabs him by the fucking neck. He's like, I wish I could have done this from the start. Fuck, man, this is so good. There's fucking police helicopters. There's people shooting all over the fucking place. He's like, he's like, you're my fucking bitch. You're my little gimp. I'm just gonna drag you around. Fuck you. It's total shit. Total insanity. And he's like, I can thrive here. I can make order. He's in another random house. He's like, Marty, pull the fuck up. Pull the car up. I got this pathetic demon piece of shit from Nordic hell, and I'm gonna fucking beat him with the butt of my gun. There's motherfuckers trying to attack us randomly. Guy with a baseball bat? Holy shit. That'll fucking kill you, man. Beats the shit out of him and leaves. It's like, you fucking dumbass. You don't know what you're wrapped up in. Holy shit, I love this. God damn. Just forces him into the bushes like, hide, you idiot. Like, you're fucking mine. Cops are swarming the place. He's trying to sneak out. His prisoner has a fake police outfit on. Think about that for a second. If they get caught, there's like 10,000 crimes that are being committed. God damn. These guys are jacking up. They got the real shit in there. They got AKs. Holy shit. Get out of there. Fucking hell, man. This fat ass fucking face. I'll grow a beard to hide the fact that I eat too much bread and I'm a sugar carb soy drone. But if I grow a beard, it'll cover the fact that I'm a retard. Yeah, that'll work. Dysgenic piece of shit. You deserve everything, man. This guy deserves to be ground up into... Not even meat or feed for any animal. He just deserves to be fucking... Just club him over the head and throw him into the ocean like a retarded seal. God damn. Marty coming through in the clutch. We have Marty coming through here. Stop sign 20 kilometers. He's definitely going more than 20 here. We have Ginger, who's definitely Rust's prisoner here. I love it. He's like, I'm so done treating you like a man. It's like God telling the Nordic pagans, stop being fucking stupid. Wake the fuck up. You're dying out. God damn. This is before the advent of drones, so this shot was probably done by a helicopter at the end here. Anyway, guys, the credits are rolling, so I'm going to cut things off here. I hope you enjoyed this commentary. I hope you enjoyed this series. Do watch it. Do re-watch it. There are things that I have not noticed until this recording, despite having viewed this multiple times. That's why I love Season 1 of this show. It's very good. So, support the creators, or don't, if they're creepy. I don't know what the fuck the history of the creators are, but support this show, and do watch it, if you enjoy it. And I hope you have. Anyway, either way, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing, which I hope you've done, because it's a rudimentary thing that I have to plug. Take your vitamin D, drink your water, take your vitamin C as well if it's dark out, and as always, guys, peace out.